I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Without consistency, you'll never finish. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before, but I want to talk to you about why that's so important. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. And I know that's probably not a traditional message for a graduation ceremony, but hey, I'm telling you, embrace it, because it's inevitable. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early on in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. Perfect role for me, I thought, except for the fact that I can't sing. I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. I prayed. I prayed. And I prayed. But I continued to fail, and fail, and fail. But it didn't matter, because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're going to get a haircut. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break. Last year, I did a play called Fences on Broadway. But here's the kicker. It was at the Court Theater. It was at the same theater that I failed that first audition 30 years prior. The point is, every graduate here today has the training and the talent to succeed. But do you have the guts to fail? If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. So imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? I just got back from South Africa. It's a beautiful country, but there are places there with terrible poverty that need help. And Africa is just the tip of the iceberg. The Middle East needs your help. Japan needs your help. Alabama needs your help. Tennessee needs your help. Louisiana needs your help. Philadelphia needs your help. The world needs a lot, and we need it from you. We really do. We need it from you young people. I mean, I'm not speaking for the rest of us up here, but I know I'm getting a little grayer. We need it from you, the young people, because remember this. You got to get out there. You got to give it everything you got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your treasures. What are you going to do with what you have? I'm not talking about how much you have. Some of you are business majors, some of you are theologians, nurses, sociologists. Some of you have money, some of you have patience, some of you have kindness, some of you have love, some of you have the gift of long suffering. Whatever it is, whatever your gift is, what are you going to do with what you have? All right, now here's my last point about failure. Sometimes it's the best way to figure out where you're going. Your life will never be a straight path. I began at Fordham University as a pre-med student. I took a course called cardiac morphogenesis. I couldn't read it, I couldn't say it, I sure couldn't pass it. So then I decided to go into pre-law, then journalism. And with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. I was a 1.8 GPA. And the university very politely suggested that it might be better to take some time off. I was 20 years old. I was at my lowest point. And then one day, and I remember the exact day, March 27th, 1975, I was helping my mother in her beauty shop. My mother owned a beauty shop up in Mount Vernon. And there was this older woman who was considered one of the elders in the town. And I didn't know her personally, but I was looking in the mirror, and every time I looked at the mirror, I could see her behind me, and she was staring at me. She just kept looking at me. Every time I looked at her, she kept giving me these strange looks. So she finally took the dryer off her head and she said something I'll never forget. She said, "Young boy, I have a prophecy, a spiritual prophecy." She said, "You are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people." And in the years that followed, just as that woman prophesied, I have traveled the world and I have spoken to millions of people through my movies. Millions who up till this day couldn't see me, who up till this day I couldn't see while I was talking to them, and they couldn't see me, they could only see the movie. They couldn't see the real me. But I see you today, and I'm encouraged by what I see. And I'm strengthened by what I see. Because taking risk is not just about going for a job. It's also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and to ideas. The chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you got. And when you fall throughout life, remember this: fall forward.
Never be discouraged. Never hold back. And like Denzel said, always fall forward, people. Always fall forward. So, we got a new, look at this, guys. This is cool. I like this. Time chain stats. I like it. I like it. Switch it up a little bit. Bitcoin's price, what, 64,744? We don't really care about the US dollar amount, right? We don't care too much about that. That's fiat. But I like it. We got the block height here. We have the sats per dollar. We got the average block time. The next halving. Circulating supply. And let me see. I might have to scroll down a little bit. Blocks to halving. Look at that. Blocks to halving. I thought that was pretty cool. I know my thing's covering it a little bit. Decided to switch it up a little bit. Throw something different up here. It's kind of hard though now that I'm looking at it with the logo and stuff. I might have to change that somehow. But we'll roll with it. Let's see who's up in the chat. Bitcoin Streisand's here. What's up, Streisand? He says, it's possible Satoshi was your friend. He was loyal. He understood the lies, but he gave you the truth even when lied to. His moral compass was righteous, and he knew that everyone lied at one time. Yeah, it's a forever mystery, and I hope it stays that way. I hope it stays a forever mystery. We do not... that would be probably one of the craziest things that ever happened if that was to be able to come out to know who that was. If you were Satoshi, would you be in a basement, hiding in chats, pretending to be inconspicuous if the code was simple? Makes you wonder. I mean, some people say that the best place to hide is in plain sight, right? Maybe he's pulling the gray man. It's a possibility, you never know. Something good was coming because the earth had creators whose voices would never be heard, never be revived. Satoshi was a simple man who understood complex shutdowns, and Satoshi was he, her, them, group of people. It could be a group of people, we don't know. Cypherpunks, most likely. Obviously well versed within coding and things of that nature. I don't think he was if it was just one individual, I don't think he was I'm pretty sure he was a highly intelligent individual. The interesting thing about Bitcoin is this: when you look at Bitcoin and the actual properties of Bitcoin and how Bitcoin is structured and put together, a lot of the things that have been around since the early 90s. But what happens is they weren't all configured properly within the protocol. So you had a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, and he took pieces of everything and built it. If it isn't true, then what is? His name was you. He saw the toe and what was involved with the lift. You were willing to stand by us and know what it means to stand in front. Yeah. Lauren Stern, what's up, Lauren? Lauren is in the house. We got you on the wheel, Lauren. You and Streisand are on the wheel.
Tell Lauren about the signal.
Yeah, I checked the signal. Fanny told me about the signal, Lauren. That was funny. Yeah. Good help is hard to find. But the goats don't say no. Right, Lauren? They work hard. Hello, Lauren, Joe, Fanny, Female Ducky, LOL, Salvage, Ginger Package. So Streisand is saying it in advance. He's saying in advance. What's up, everybody?
What's up, Streisand?
The CIA's in the chat. And Fanny says, what's up, Streisand? Hello, Backpacker Streisand. Top of the evening to you, Lauren. Yeah, absolutely.
How are you, Bella?
Oh, I can scroll like this. I can do that. Sat Packer family. I like that. The Sat Packers. Fanny put baby in a corner. LOL. No one puts baby in a corner. Oh, man. Man. It's hot today, guys. It's hot today. We're going to get right into it. We got a couple things to go over today. We had Bitcoin biking. or the name of the stream. That was for a YouTube channel that I wanted to touch base on the other day. So I want to get into that. I also want to get into some M2 money supply, money printing.
Can I come in?
I want to talk about some of that, and then I also want to look at Windmoon, which is basically going to show how many sats you need for how long to retire on a particular amount. But I want to get into this video real quick. I want to start off here. And check this out. So right now, guys, as you know, you can get 15.44 Satoshis for 1 cent, right? Amazing deal. An amazing deal. And you can change it by country, which is cool. I play around with this a lot. I find it very interesting. So it's pretty cool. So I want to get into this video right here. I watch this guy a lot. Clear Value Tax. He talks a little bit. He's a tax guy. He does a little bit of law, economics, things that are kind of coming down the pipe, inflation. He talks a little bit about everything. I like his channel a lot. Obviously, he has a lot of subscribers, and his videos are really right to the point. He's easy to understand, and I believe he's really fair. As far as politics go, I don't ever see a political leaning, and I do like that. So let's get into it. The Fed's money printing machine never stops. This was uploaded about a week ago, so it's fairly current. And let's get in to see what he has to say, because the money printing is absolutely out of control, and it does affect us in our lives. So let's get into it and see what he has to say. And let's just hope that we can stream this without any shenanigans, if you guys know what I mean. I might have to chop this up a little bit. What's up, Spaceman? What's good? What's good? What's up, Spaceman and Jack are in the house, people. Spaceman and Jack are in the house. And Jack in his house. VHF is going to spawn in the chat soon. Yeah, he will. We're going to get into this one a little bit. Spaceman, hello. Let's see what he has to say. And this is going to be basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to cover a little bit of some of the money printing, and he gives a good breakdown of this. Because I like looking at the M2 chart, but I also like kind of getting a little bit of a deeper dive into the money printing and how they're doing it. These numbers, guys, you know, I used to think that the overall inflation rate of the dollar was like at 10%. You know, I'm starting to lean more towards 15. Personally, I think everybody has their sliding scale value of what they believe in, but when you stack these percentages up, along with possibly things we don't even know about, that are either being manipulated, because whatever the numbers they're giving us are, we have to assume that, you know, we're going to take that and add more to it. Respectfully, could be up to 5%, 3 to 5%, on top of the numbers that we're getting when we calculate them ourselves. So really, respectfully, I would say 10 is the minimum, but up to 15%. But everybody has their own evaluation they do and their own calculation. But let's check out what he has to say. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me pull this up over here. I'm gonna try to read chat on my phone so it's a little easier. Hi, Dad. It's Flipper. What's up, Flip? Flipper's in the house, guys. All right, let's get into it and let's see what's going on.
In today's video, let's investigate the Federal Reserve's money printing situation. Are they still printing money? How much money are they printing? And what does this mean for you and me? First, let's check to see if the Federal Reserve is still printing money. And in order to do that, let's go here to the Federal Reserve's balance sheet on the SOMA website. And to refresh your memory, the Federal Reserve began printing money again in December of 2025. So is this still ongoing? Let's find out. So here's the Federal Reserve's balance sheet.
Yeah, that's accurate, Streisand. And that's what I said. I love it when I when I get other people's insights on this, because the number one thing I try to figure out is what is the overall, we'll just jump to it real quick so I can show you. What is the overall, 1 second, laptop's running a little slow right now. What is the overall annual USD increase, inflation? Okay, that's the number I'm trying to get most accurate. And I like to play around with different numbers here. You know, put one Bitcoin, however. But I'm trying to figure out what is the annual inflation rate, annual USD inflation rate. Because I get a bunch of different numbers from people. And I find it interesting. How's the stream for you guys? All right, let's get into it.
As of December 31st of 2025. So we're just going to focus on 2026. And I'll give you the overview right now, and then I'm going to break down the situation right after, like what this means for you and me. The Federal Reserve started the year with their total SOMA holdings at $6.15 trillion. And the Federal Reserve SOMA holdings represents approximately 94% of their total assets. And this is comprised of...
So, I mean, you can see here, you got the security types. This is, I love this, this explanation here. He's got T-bills, notes, bonds, federal agency securities, okay? Mortgage-backed securities. I mean, it's the full breakdown, right? It's the full breakdown. At the end of the day, when you look at this, you're kind of like, okay, you know, it's a big math numbers game. But we'll be breaking it down a little bit.
U.S. Treasury bills, notes, bonds, tips, and MBS. And as you can see, the majority of their holdings are in the longer duration Treasury notes and bonds and agency MBS, which are essentially mortgages. Now, the remaining 6% that's not displayed here is a combination of loans, gold certificates, SDRs, foreign currency assets, swaps, and other miscellaneous assets. And then we take a look at the most recent data.
Yo, what's up, Ginger? Ginger. Ginger's in the house, people. Ginger, what's going on, bro? We're just breaking down some U.S. money printing inflation rates and stuff. It's about a 12-minute video. He does a really good job at this. And we're just breaking down, trying to get some accurate numbers, see what's going on. We know the printing hasn't stopped, but his explanation on this is really well. His name's Clear Value Tax. He got a great YouTube channel. Does a lot of great breakdowns on the markets and stuff. New a lot of stuff that's happening regularly.
Which is provided on a weekly basis by the Federal Reserve. And for us, that's June 24th. And we're at $6.34 trillion. So since the start of the year, that's an increase of $189 billion. Or in other words, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet has grown by 3.08% over the past 6 months. So there's another week left, like in June, if you want to call it a full 6 months, but we'll just work with these numbers. Okay, so that's 6 months, right? If you annualize it over the course of 12 months, then they're growing their balance sheet or they're printing money at a growth rate of 6.16%.
6.16 annualized, not compounded.
Year to date. And again, that's slightly understated because that's not the full 52 weeks, right?
Exactly.
Anyways, there's your answer. Yes, the Federal Reserve is still printing money at a rate that's greater than 6.16%. So the Federal Reserve's money printing machine is still turned on. Now, the new Fed Chair, Kevin Warsh, came into power on May 22nd, and he was supposed to get in there, reform the Federal Reserve, and shrink the balance sheet.
Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, Warsh. First of all, he's a suit, okay? He works for the Fed. I don't care who you are. I don't care who appointed you, who gives you kudos, and who says you know, in it being Trump. It doesn't matter. I don't care about any of that. That means nothing to me. It means nothing. As far as I'm concerned, he's no better than Powell. Okay? Let's just call it for what it is. To be in the Federal Reserve, you need to be corrupt. Okay, you have no checks and balances in there. You do whatever you want to do. As you can see what Powell did with Trump, right? We know Powell still sits on the board. So I don't ever believe anything these individuals do say. Now here's another thing. When Walsh was nominated by Trump essentially to join or to be the Fed chair, there was the circumstances and the current state of affairs in regards to the United States and the Middle East and everything going on was substantially different. He didn't have all this going on when he accepted all this. Now all of a sudden all this stuff's going on and it's all getting dropped in his lap. Okay, so it's turned into one hell of a situation.
In other words, he was supposed to fight inflation by sucking money out of the system. Now, is he doing that? Well, let's see. Okay, so you have Warsh becoming chair of the Federal Reserve on May 22nd. And that week, the total Soma holdings were at 6.
Yo, what's up, Cedar? Cedar Sus in the house, people. And Bella. Can't forget Bella. Beautiful, beautiful Bella. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful dog. Beautiful. We have the best looking dogs, everybody here. Everybody's got good looking dogs over here. She's great in mining fetch sticks like a champ. Yeah, she definitely likes the water and she definitely likes to fetch. That was cool, man. I appreciate that that stuff you sent over, Cedar.
$6.324 trillion. And as of right now, we're at $6.344 trillion, which is an increase of nearly $20 billion in just 1 month. So the situation is, and this is not my opinion, this is called facts or math or numbers.
That's what I like about this guy. Numbers, he presents the information. He doesn't just go start spouting stuff. He's really good at presenting it, explaining it. He breaks it down real nice. So that's why I watch a lot of his stuff.
Warsh is not shrinking the balance sheets. Warsh is not stopping the money printing. Okay, the bottom line is that Warsh said that he's going to do something. He didn't. And I was curious to know if that's defined as a lie. You know, I looked it up. I guess it's not necessarily a lie. It could be classified as a broken promise, an unfulfilled.
So I call this word salad. If you're going to say you do something but you don't, is it called a lie? Well, it depends on the person's intent. At the time they made the statement, it sounds like a politician. Right? It's a lie. If they knew they were going to do it or intended to, but didn't do it. Is it a broken promise? Is it unreliable behavior? Right? So, you know, this is the verbal jiu-jitsu we get.
Commitments, or you can chalk it up to unreliable behavior. You know, I guess it's considered a lie if he said that, you know, if he said that he's going to do it, but he knew he wasn't going to do it. But my opinion is, yes, Warsh lied. Like, you can tell me what you think, but that's just my opinion. All right, listen. Warsh is talking so tough on inflation. The media is saying that Warsh is going to be so tough on inflation.
You're right, Lauren,
he's
they
so
do have
hawkish.
to answer to everybody.
But at his first FOMC press conference, he didn't give any indication that the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rates. He increased the inflation goal from aiming to bring inflation down to 2.0%. Now he changed it.
And we need to remember, he actively, openly stated he's not doing open projections or forecasting anymore like we got with Powell. So that's a substantial game changer. We're literally in the dark. Well, at least us, the people, the ones who pay taxes. We're the ones in the dark. So no forecasting, no projections. He's basically, when he comes out, this is what you're going to get.
To the new goal of 2.9%, and the money printing continues. You know, he says one thing, but his actions are they're the complete opposite. So I'm just saying. And again, none of what I just said is my opinion. These are facts. Like, you can go ahead and verify. I showed you the video clips of the press conference in my previous videos, and I just walked you through the Federal Reserve's balance sheets. And from that, you know, I formed my opinion. And here we are. Okay, so I showed you the Federal Reserve SOMA holdings, and again, the SOMA holdings represent 94.19% of the Federal Reserve's total holdings. So here's the total holdings of the Federal Reserve, just to show you that I'm not cherry picking data. This is a year-to-date chart, January 1st until now. And I've circled in red when Warsh came into power. For the year, yes, the Federal Reserve has been printing money. Since Warsh got into power, the answer is still yes, the Federal Reserve still continues to print money under Warsh. Again, the rate is above 6% a year. Now, I want to show you this again. This is what I showed you in my previous video. The M2 money supply, how much money is out there, is growing at a rate of 7.5% this year. The banks, I mean, they print money too, and that's a topic for a separate video. But again, the Federal Reserve is printing money at a rate of 6.2%, right? So M2, 7.5, Fed, 6.2. But the thing is, according to the government reports, according to their expert, honest, and reliable calculations, the government is saying that the rate of inflation,
So the core inflation rate hit 3.4% in May, highest since October 2023. It's out of hand.
preferred measure, PC core inflation, is running at a rate of 3.4%. Yeah, very interesting. So mark my words, like you just wait and see. Watch Social Security recipients get a cost of living adjustment of around, 3% for next year, while the Federal Reserve prints money at a rate of 6.2% and the money supply expands at a rate of 7.5%. You know, to me, that, again, it's just my opinion, that sounds like an awful scam.
It is a scam. We know it's a scam. With no projection, it leaves it open until the announcements, which means no pressure from either side of the media until announcements are made. Exactly. Leaves everybody in the dark. Leaves us absolutely in the dark. And as far as I'm concerned, because there's no projection or nor forecasting, they can literally on the fly. I mean, obviously the minute reports comes out before, right? Before he takes stage or has to speak in front of press. So, but still, up into the day, they can pivot, alter anything they want at the drop of a dime. And I don't like that. I mean, I like transparency, but let's be real. It's not transparent, right? So, yeah, we just have to, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It doesn't mean we need to agree with it. Doesn't mean we don't stop stacking and doing our thing. But let's get in some more of it.
And mark my words, the American people are going to do nothing about it, which is why the government does it and gets away with it. So listen, I'm just saying it like it is. Even though you know it shouldn't be this way, you know that what I'm saying is true. Like I'm just one of the few educating people and saying it out loud publicly. Okay, so I know I'm going to get this question, so I'll just get ahead of it. If your question is, Brian, can you please explain the Federal Reserve's money printing machine and how it affects you and me? And my answer is sure.
Well, we pretty much know this, but let's listen to how he breaks it down. Number one, we are doing something about it by choosing to opt out of that system and take our currency and roll that over to Satoshi's. And we do things within our life to opt out of that system to the best of our ability, not being overly big consumers. Don't consume, live within your means, stack sats, right? Opt out of the banking systems if possible. I know everybody can't do that, or at least minimize the amount of your life within the banking system.
No problem. I'll be happy to. My pleasure. So let me explain to you the Federal Reserve's money printing machine, and honestly, it's quite simple actually. Like you'll see. So let's take a look at 2020 and 2021 as an example, okay? So this chart shows the government's deficits. In other words, their terrible spending problem or their inability to balance their budgets. So a deficit simply means that the government's spending more money than their income, which their income's primarily tax collections. So if you look at 2020, the government overspent by over $3 trillion that year. So they needed to borrow money to fund their overspending. So the situation is summed up very simply. The government will spend more money than they bring in. So where does that difference, or where does that money come from? They borrow the money. Okay, so how does the government borrow money? They do so by selling US Treasury bills, Treasury notes, and Treasury bonds, which are they're basically IOUs that pay interest.
They buy them back.
Now, if the government can't sell enough treasuries to people, institutions, and other countries, because they have to sell trillions of dollars worth, then what are they going to do? You know what happens? The Federal Reserve steps in and buys them. Now, where does the Federal Reserve get the money to buy the treasury bills, notes, and bonds? Do they have a war chest of cash? No, of course not. They don't. They just create that money out of thin air.
I mean, I love this chart right here because it's so straightforward. The government literally just prints the money or adds ones and zeros to the system because they don't technically print every dollar and everything, right? It's a percentage now, right? And everything's so digital, it's a keystroke. The treasury bonds, the Federal Reserve, and then the economy, and it just cycles. The interesting thing is that most adults have zero clue how this works. And that's a scary thing. It's a very scary thing when you think about it. Your friends, your family members, your sisters, your brothers, your aunties and uncles, zero clue.
So they go to their keyboard, they hit a few keycaps on their keyboard, and then they make their bank account magically create trillions of dollars, no joke. It's all digital. So therefore, the Federal Reserve creates money out of thin air. They use that money to buy US Treasuries, and the Federal Reserve carries those US Treasury bills, notes, and bonds on their balance sheet, which I just showed you. So the US government gets their money, and they spent that money on stimulus checks, on PPP programs, on employment pay, on top of their usual government programs. And all that money, it enters into the real economy because the government's spending that. And there's more money in circulation. And if there's more money in circulation, then the dollar gets devalued.
This explanation right here, I might clip this video. I'll credit them for it. But how the Fed's money printing machine works, I mean, this is just one of the best explanations that is straightforward with the steps 1 through 4 and the cycle just repeating. It's one of the best ones that I've seen that is just really straight and to the point. Glad to hear your donut is now powdered. You guys are having fun over there.
Valued because the dollar is backed by nothing, which means that the purchasing power of the dollar weakens, which means that it takes more dollars to buy anything, which is how we get inflation, which is why prices keep going up. And the faster they print the money, the faster inflation goes up. So like I said, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. They just do whatever they want.
Okay, now the problem is that all this newly printed money doesn't get distributed, evenly to the American people. No, of course not. It's because they print the money and the government decides who gets that money. And this causes more wealth inequality, which means that the rich get richer and the non-rich, all that happens is the cost of living increase. I mean, that's what happens, and people struggle more day to day.
So the whole analogy with, I do have a little slight discrepancy on the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. I do agree that the middle class is absolutely pretty much obsolete. But here's the thing between the rich and the poor is that they utilize their assets. They take loans against assets, right, to allow them to break free from taxation, right? And that's what they do. They put the money in the houses. They put the money in gold. They put the money in silver. They put the money in all these other things, and they're taking loans against what they have, so they don't have to pay the taxes.
Don't be shit, babe.
Obviously, that's something that and when you have the lower class people, right? People that are on subsidies, people that were either highly or were uneducated. They don't know how to do this. Maybe, I mean, it may not be their fault, but their parents didn't know, nobody taught them. So I like to be transparent and fair. I was never taught that when I was a child. I didn't learn it in school, obviously. My parents didn't know about it, right? You know, and Fanny's a grandfather taught me a lot of this stuff, and I didn't know any of it. He was a gold bug personally, but he showed how to utilize your assets and take loans against things, so that way you're not paying taxes on it. It was just really interesting. I had no idea anything like that ever existed, because you would always think when you were young or uneducated or misinformed that everything was just tax this, tax that, tax this, tax that. And then how do you get the money though? And how do you, you know, so.
Way back. I'm gonna go to urgent care.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Okay, so what do I mean? So going back to this, you see this part 4? The government wants to overspend, right? They borrow money that's printed out of thin air, and then they spend the money. Okay, but I want you to think about it. Like, take the pandemic, for example. You got a $1,200 stimulus check, while some people got a $10 million PPP forgivable loan, which is free money. You know, some people got 20 million, 50 million, 100 million. Okay, so in that PPP situation, that PPP money was one example of unequal distribution of money. But how about all the corporate bailouts that have happened ever since 2008?
Oh.
And how about all the money going to foreign countries? Like, do you really think that all that money is being spent on it?
It's money laundering. Money laundering. You never hear that word ever. Because there's money laundering going on all over the damn place. All over the place.
Or is a good portion of that going to slush funds and contracts being awarded to friends and family and associates of the politicians? Like, let's be real. You know, I don't have to expand upon, like, look at Ukraine. Now look at the current situation. How about the $300 billion that we're going to give to Iran? You know, despite Trump saying that that's not going to come from U.S. taxpayer dollars, like, I'm skeptical. And how about all the wasteful government spending, you know, a lot of which is being awarded to...
This is exactly what Jerry was talking about earlier. You know, you can cut all the spending you want, but at the end of the day, you can't keep up with the inflation rate. It just, the math doesn't math. You can cut the spending, but if you can't keep up with that rate of the interest that just keeps on accruing, then the math doesn't math, guys. The reality is this is never going to stop. I know we all like to, we know that this is the problem. We know this is the issue, but it will never stop. Ever. And I can almost say this as it's a fact. You're going to tell me if you couldn't print your own money, you wouldn't be printing your own money? Of course, if I had a money printer right here in my kitchen, I'd be printing it up. Of course I'd be printing the damn money. But we can't do that. That's illegal. But then they can do it. You know, I know at times it's redundant. We hear it all the time. We're aware, we're in the know, we're informed of this. But damn, it fucking pisses me off. We work for a money another man can print, and then take it right up the ass with taxation and bullshit. Taxes on taxes on taxes on taxes. Hell, every time your money goes from one hand to another, tax. You fucking wake up, you breathe, tax. Take a shit, taxed. Wipe your ass, taxed. I mean, literally, it's so damn ridiculous. And then you're the freaking criminal. When all this taxation shit was supposed to be a temporary thing. And then you get dumbass people who have no fucking brain that are okay with it. They don't get mad. They're not frustrated. They don't question it. They don't do jack shit. But bitch and complain about the problem. But they're not doing anything about it. or care to learn or educate themselves or try to find the damn answer. Do your research, do your homework, do something. And that's the problem, is all these people are all indoctrinated, especially a lot of these youth. The school educational system's corrupt. Indoctrination centers. Me and Fanny will refuse to ever send our kids to school, ever. It's never going to happen. That's why we've homeschooled them. They've never stepped foot in an indoctrination camp. Ever. Hey, Jenny, let's get you on the... Jenny, let's get you... Sorry, guys, I'm over here ranting. I'm just pissed off. It's bullshit. What's up, Jor? Wow, what a time to... Nah, I was just going off. But take it up. What's up, Jor? Oh, my God. That's my... we got Jor and Jenny Legendary in the chat. Jenny, I got you on the wheel, Jor. I got you on the wheel. I'm just sick and tired of it, man. You know, I mean, listen, hey. The thing is this, okay? The fact of the matter is this. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit who it is. The money printing will never stop. It is what it is. And that's why we're Bitcoiners. We choose to opt out, take the exit ramp from the eroding system, because we bitch and complain about it, but we're doing something about it. And along with doing something from a standpoint of sovereignty, freedom, right? Trailblazers and trendsetters, just like Alex Jones says, right, guys? Taking a stand. But then you have just... If you had a simple conversation, don't even mention Bitcoin. The fact of the matter is this, is these people don't even understand how their own system, the monetary system works, how the US dollar even works. They have zero clue. Zero clue. Zero idea. 0-hour dipshits, right, Jor? And then you sit there and you try to take the time just to merely explain, not even mentioning Bitcoin. Just break it down to them, educate them, and not getting all amped up like I am, but... And they still don't care. So it's like, if you don't care or care to want to learn or care to educate yourself or be informed or want to be the change, or hell, heaven forbid they have kids, because that just means they're like, oh, here, kids, you're fucked. Throw them into the world. That's how I see it. If these adults and people are too stubborn, too bullheaded, and too blind to not want to learn themselves, that's one thing. But if you have children and you care about your kids, don't you think you might want to try to do something to give them an opportunity or help them out, or at least point them in the right direction? Good on you, Fanny, for homeschooling. Yeah, we homeschool, Cedar. We have to, bro. We have to homeschool. We have to. Jor played Peter Schiff in the practice debate today. That Peter role play was great. Oh, was that? I think that might have been on. I didn't get to watch the stream today. Was that on the stream earlier today? If that's the case, I got to go back and watch. I might go rewatch that later. So that's the issue I have, right? We can get into technicalities, we get into specifics, details. I mean, we can go down the rabbit hole. You guys know this, but that's just the issue I have with most of the adults. Okay, if you're not going to do for yourself, you know, don't leave your children or the next generation blind. I mean, I know most of these parents just shove tablets and electronics in their fucking face and don't give a shit, or they work, you know, 50 hours a week and then their kids are at home doing whatever. It's a real thing. It happens. You know, we don't play that here. Nah, I refuse to do that. See, I didn't get this opportunity when I was young. I didn't get a parent, a mom and a dad homeschooling, knowing that the system's flawed, knowing that schools are a complete lie, every single thing that I was taught, that I was told, that I learned, that my parents told me, that the school told me, that everybody told me was a complete and utter freaking illusion. So what the hell kind of person would I be if I was doing the exact or even one of those things? Yo, what's up, Steve Duke? Steve Duke's in the house, people. Let's get Steve Duke over here. Steve Duke. What I missed with the Peter Packer, Lauren. That Peter roll today was great, and the piano in the background. Okay, yeah, we don't miss that. Some of the stupidity is by design, the reflection of how they view us, because they train us to be stupid. Yeah, they did train us to be. We were fucking lied to. And if that alone doesn't piss people off, you know, the thing is, there's just too many pussies in this world. Let's just call it for what it is. There's too many pussies. And when I refer to people with vaginas, I'm referring to men. There's too many men that have vaginas, that are pussies, that they get their feelings hurt. Heaven forbid you, like, you know, you say no to them for something. I mean, hell, you can't even tell people no anymore because they get so damn offended or they get their feelings hurt. You know, it's ridiculous. And it just, not enough people have the fire lit under their ass to do something about it. I'm not even saying, like, this is even beyond Bitcoin. I don't even care about Bitcoin right now. I'm just talking about in general. Right? What do they that term they say? I think what Sim told me it the other day is hard times make strong men and good times make weak men. Right? We talk about four turnings, right? And just like Jor and I discuss a lot about within our streams with positive psychology and betterment and think long term, right? Think about the value you bring, the value you can provide, not only for yourself but for other individuals, being the best versions of us. Okay, that's a whole nother facet, because everybody wants something for nothing. Everybody wants the quick buck, the quick dollar, the quick win, the quick raise. I worked here for a year, so I deserve this pay. They try to find justification in everything, but you don't have a pot to piss in. You didn't do shit to earn it. So the entitlement culture is just it's insane to me. It's insane to me. And when we discuss on all of our channels, why do you watch someone opening fucking Beanie Babies and playing Fortnite, and they get hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of views and subscribers, or watching a monkey fuck a football or whatever, but then we're over here trying to educate, we're trying to expose, we're trying to explain and help and bring positivity, and we know it's a little frustration too at times. And we get the you know what, right? Because it doesn't align with their agenda. It doesn't align with what they want. With these taxes, we are not even issued government issued lube. Government issued lube, exactly, Lauren. There's a reason people spend 15 years in a government schools and spend 0 minutes learning about the monetary system. Yeah. You know, I don't know how it is now, but when you're in high school, you get civics and government. You get a semester of each. That's it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I can't watch any more of that video. I'm over it. I'm fucking pissed off now. I'm fucking mad. Fuck, guys. All right. I gotta calm down. Start going off. It's just irritating to me. You know, and we do the comparison videos of the school systems. They're damn near prisons. Raise your hand, go to the bathroom, sit here, do as you're told, don't question the teacher. Your trays look like prison food trays. You're around a chain link fence. You gotta go at a certain time. You're a fucking factory worker. There's a reason people spend 15 years in government schools and spend 0 minutes learning about the monetary system. It just blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. I'm a believer. Me and Fanny are believers of everything starts at home. But the problem is these people, these individuals, they prioritize working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And what happens is they don't have work-home life balance anymore. There's no work-home life balance. Everybody's working more, spending less time home, so there's no structure in homes. You're not raising your kids to think properly, or to at least guide them and explain and show them, and as a good parent should. Okay? I'm not saying your kids are going to be perfect and angels if you homeschool them like they're going to be some perfect being. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is there needs to be a balance. Life works off of life is a balancing act between your relationships with your wife, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with your work, your priorities at home. It's all a balancing act. Your priorities with yourself. And it's not possible to do that when we live in a consumeristic world where advertisement agencies are making tons of money. People just buy things, credit cards, debt system. You back yourself up against the wall. Now you're slave to the lender, and you don't have a choice anymore. You don't get to wake up and say, what do I want to do today? Or dictate, maybe I only want to work a couple days this week. Or create your schedule. Because now you're a slave to the system. But they don't see it like that. The amount of things that people buy and spend money on, it blows my mind. And how did I get myself in this situation? How did this happen? Why me? How did this happen? I know stuff happens in life. I got to repair my AC. Or I got to get my AC maintained. To me, that's not a cost, because I like paying for that comfort. I like an AC house. It's maintenance. That's the cost of being a homeowner. But I actually own my home. My home's on wheels. I don't pay property tax. They can kiss my ass. Okay? That was one way I can say screw the system, by getting a house on wheels. And pay it outright. Just pisses me off. I love you, Dad, from Hodler. I love you, Hodler. Where I live, we call those vagina men. Liberals, yeah. They cry a lot and they're annoying, but fun to laugh at. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely entertainment. Yes, Cedar Sats, LOL. All our life, they traditionalize us with lies. Santa Claus in the beginning, radical boogeyman in the duration. Yep. Like the movie Saw, they double bind everyone. Yep. Double bind everyone into participating. Yeah. Well, maybe not fun to laugh at. It's kind of sad. It is. It is sad. But see, these people are low IQ. Now I'm in the camp. Okay, I don't care where you came from, your upbringing, your background, your political. I don't care about any of that. You have the freedom of choice and the freedom of will. You have the ability and the opportunity to make decisions for yourself, to educate yourself, to want to be better, to want to do better. And if you don't give that to yourself and you don't do that for yourself, then you have zero self-respect. Okay? Yeah, I talk about politics at times. I do. And you guys already know where I stand. But I don't always inherently think that everything the other side does is always bad. I think that the way they implement them is bad. I think these individuals should be able to work together like grown adults, but they can't because they're a bunch of morons in suits. As we do with Jerry, blood pressure check backpacker. Yeah, I don't know. It's just frustrating to me. I had no intentions of like going off like that and stuff, but it's just very freaking irritating to me. So yeah, I just can't stand dumbass people. It's not even like dumb, dude. It's just people that I will respectfully say that all of us can find something to complain about. I think that's easy, but it's the solution. This is beyond Bitcoin. This is just life. You can always find the solution. You just have to do the work. Hell, we have AI now. You can punch anything into AI and you can get the answer to pretty much damn near anything. People can't even do that. Or if they do that, they'll see it and then, oh, it's too much work. Oh, I can't do that. Jerry says, preach. Oh, what's up, Jerry? Jerry's in the house. Jerry is in the house, people. Yes, Packer, tell me the fudge. Think about this. Taxes, subsidies, yep. Mainstream media sells commercials to companies that make your prices pay for them, yet mainstream media blames others for our increased cost of living. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. What's up, VHF? VHS in the house, people. Sorry I'm late. No, you're all good, bro. You're all good. I feel like everyone should talk about politics once in a while. Yeah, and the thing is with politics, I think it's highly misconstrued. Because first of all, everything to a point is a form of has a form of politics. Okay, the issue is we get caught up in the left and the right of politics. Like this people say that, and this people say that, and this people say this, and it's a thing. Yes, it is. It's a thing. But with that being said, those people, yeah, they're supposed to work for us. None of these people give a shit about us. Okay, that's why we have to do for ourselves. Take Bitcoin in self-custody, run our nodes, right? You guys know this. And take the situation and bridge the gap into our life. Take these Bitcoin principles and ideologies, the Bitcoin fundamentals, and utilize those principles and values within Bitcoin and roll that into your life. Okay? I talk about it all the time. This is why we say Bitcoin is political. It is political. And it just depends on but it's not political. Like, I always take the stance of I'm not talking about the politics side of Congress. Because Bitcoin has its own interior politics. Core, knots, block size wars. Right? You got the Matthew Cratters and then and then him going at it with Saylor. That's all politics. It's in politics in a different framework. Okay? Now the suits, on the other hand, on the Congress floor, they're a bunch of morons. They just are. They just are. And it sucks for the good ones that are sprinkled in there. Lauren, boom, Jerry, boys. Jerry, what's up? The Gambler, what's up, bro? What's up, Gambler? Damn, Gambler, I need you to come fix my AC. It's easy to defend your position when the numbers back you up. It's simple, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, this is all part of us being sovereign individuals, right? We're all doing the right thing, but it's the dumbass people that just don't listen and don't care to want to educate themselves or learn. But check this out, guys. Speaking of somebody, we're going to check this out. Speaking of somebody who's doing something, this is interesting. We got... Uh-oh. Where'd my thing go? Okay. We got into this. Jerry broke this to us several weeks ago. And I've been watching his videos ever since. And I've showed it on my channel, but I want to deep dive a little bit into it more. Gambler's here. I sold one of my Bitcoins to buy one long C5 and 1.4. Oh. Well, that's why you're called the Gambler, bro. Let's get Gambler. Hey, I got a question for you, Gambler. Did you ever send me your Lightning address? I don't remember if you sent it to me or not. I'm out. Peace. Jerry made me do it. All right, let's go. Let's go and check this out. So Jerry presented this on his show. I want to give credit where credit's due. And it was amazing, and I've been hooked ever since. And we've been chatting back and forth a little bit, but nothing's come to fruition yet. But I want to get him on the show. I want to get him on the show. And this guy's channel is "Can I Bike to a Whole Bitcoin Doing Uber Eats?" Now, I don't know specifically where he lives. I want to say this guy might live in California. Maybe Southern. I don't know if he's ever exposed that. But let's watch some of his video. It's very interesting. I like this kind of stuff. And he's got 26 subscribers. Just go show him some love and support, guys. Go subscribe to his channel. Throw some stuff in the comment from the Freedom family. You got, you know, that's how we do it here, guys. Let's show the support to other individuals who are trying to... This is exactly what I'm talking about. He's doing something about it. He's making content. He says he wants to buy SATOSHI'S, not Bitcoin. Okay? And this guy's doing something about it. And then YouTube is just like, the hell with this guy. No love. Why? Well, because you can't talk about that. You can't talk about being free. Being sovereign. So this guy gets no love and support. But people selling Beanie Babies and doing stupid whatnot stuff or whatever they do, or Fortnite and all kinds of other dumb videos. So let's watch this, guys. Let's watch this. I am a PhD candidate, and 2 weeks ago I finished the semester, which is a problem because I am now unemployed and very bored. So I'm going to stack Bitcoin on my bike with the goal of biking to a full Bitcoin by doing food delivery. This is I feel so motivated when I see this. I'm like, am I stacking hard enough? I mean, I'm doing things. I'm donating. I have multiple revenue streams of, you know, obtaining as much Satoshis as I can. We are, considering we have 3 kids and stuff. Yeah, we are. But when I see stuff like this, I'm like, damn. Now, you ain't going to throw my ass on a bike and go run around doing... First of all, it's not sustainable in where I live. I live out in the country. But there's got to be more to the story than the guy's talking about. Why is Packer fired up? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just started going off. I have to dip out of here, but I will leave the stream on to help the view time. Hey, I appreciate that, Cedar. I appreciate that a lot, bro. Okay, let's check it out. Anyway, so you see this.
So we just picked up the first order, and we have in here.
We'll try to bypass some of this.
Big bag of food.
And he puts
and
it all.
We got 2 drinks. It's kind of a bummer. Oh no! Shit, dude.
You guys know what happened? You're about to find out. Oh my goodness.
That was not good. Alright. Note to self. Never do that again.
He spilled the drink.
That just spilled.
And instead of going back, he delivered the drink halfway full. And like Craig's dad said on Friday, you better put some water in that damn. If you know, you know.
Spilled all over the ground. I really don't know what to do at this point.
Okay, so we'll skip past some of this just delivery footage. Let's get to where he talks right here.
So, what are the goals? What am I doing out here? And what am I trying to achieve? So, I have 4 major goals going into this.
Real quick, guys. Jenny Legendary sent a 1, 2, 3, 4. A 1, 2, 3, 4 from Jenny Legendary. Thank you so much, Jen. You're keeping me afloat, man. You're keeping me afloat, that's for sure. I appreciate the generosity, Jen. That's why she's a legend. She's a mythical creature, really. She's up there with like Zeus and the Greek gods. That's Jenny Legendary, man.
The first major goal is pretty self-explanatory. I want to mine Bitcoin with my body. The second goal is I want to get healthy. The third goal is that I want to learn about YouTube, content creation, and video editing. My last, and maybe most importantly, fourth goal is to stack as many Satoshi sats.
He just said it. He dropped the marketing name of Bitcoin, but it was used properly because he's explaining what he's doing. So he uses Bitcoin as kind of a catch. And then as his explanation comes along, he says Satoshis and sats. The fact that he said Satoshis and sats means that he's not a 0-hour dipshit. He knows what Satoshis and sats are. And that's a great start. That was a big one for me when I first watched his first video. When he said that, I said, "Oh, I gotta watch all these now."
As possible, so that my biking Bitcoin will buy me a yacht in 2048. Day 2, the beginning of day 2.
Yes, Jenny, let me do that right now. I'm gonna post a link to, let's see, how the hell do I do this? So what I'm doing is let's see, hold on, one second. So this is the guy's channel. I posted it in the chat. Are you talking about me, Gambler? I'm not I don't think I can do that because I don't have enough subscribers. I have to get to 500 subscribers, I believe, in order for me to do anything like super chats and paid tiers and stuff like that. And I just don't get engagement. Nobody watches, you guys do, and I'm blessed for everything you guys do. So let me take that back and rephrase that. Outside of our wonderful community and the other individuals from the visionaries that have come over and showed support and the Bitcoiners for Freedom family and everything, fantastic support, but we don't get engagement outside of our groups. And this is what we all talk about, pushing content, creating content, hopefully get it out to the normies or to the everyday people, the average people, and I just don't get, the content doesn't get pushed out. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep on doing my thing. But, yeah, 100. I'm sorry. Yes. 1,000 subs for that. Yes, that's correct, Steve. Sorry about that. All right, let's get back into that video.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm already tired.
I don't blame him. Oh, thank you, Jenny. So what I think we should do, if we get in his chat, if we get enough people in this guy's chat, and we let them know that we all know each other, we're all familiar, we're all from the Freedom family, right? And we can all push each other's, he's going to be like, wait, who are these people coming in? Because he's not getting a lot of engagement. So if we're able to raid him, get him going, and then, we're just creating connections and building that mesh network, right? Because I remember when I was at 26 subs, like, you feel like you're talking into the wind, and it gets a little discouraging. Like, it doesn't feel good, because you feel like you're taking your time and energy to produce something or to try to do good, and bring value, and his content's just not getting pushed. I have some funny stories about delivering pizza back before everyone had a camera on their front door. You used to deliver pizzas, George? Everybody used to deliver pizzas. I think I need to go deliver some pizzas now. Jerry delivered pizzas. George delivered pizzas. I think we knew Backpacker delivering pizzas. I'm going to disappear to his channel for a minute. Yeah, do your thing, Jenny. Do your thing. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jen. So there's delivery footage. So we got some of his info. We'll kind of skim through some of the delivery stuff. He's talking through these deliveries too. But let's see, I want to go to, so he's like doing like some commentary and stuff. So here's his schedule and gear.
Yeah! Woo!
Yeah.
So you might be wondering, when do I deliver? What's my schedule? Well, that
That's
one's
dope,
really
Jordan.
simple. Basically, I'm going to be delivering Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 to 8 p.m. I might also deliver one weekday, but the 3 core days that are going to be consistent: Thursday, Friday, and Saturday afternoons. Another curiosity y'all might have is, what am I riding and what am I using to deliver? Well, that's quite simple. A bike and a bag. Even now with both the orders, we have both of them, one in our backpack and one in the delivery on the rack.
Okay, we'll jump to this. So 21.79 miles. 90,516 cents. I like how he does the breakdown. Uber Eats $64.11. Grubhub $29.84. And I like the reference he made where he said he's mining for Bitcoin with his body. I thought that was pretty cool because he's putting in the energy and the effort and the time to do this, to stack sats. And so I thought that was pretty cool. Sat Sabbath's in the house. Let's get Sat Sabbath over here. Sat Sabbath is in the house. All right, so that's his one video. Let me click on his channel. All right, cool. Yeah, he got some subscribers, man. He was at 26, now he's at 29. I love that. And one of the 4 things on his list was to become a better content creator. And if you watch his first video and then you go to his latest video, you could already see there was a substantial difference and a little bit more confidence. Some of his jump cuts were a little better and things like that. Exactly, a VHF. Yeah, Sabbatha. But anyways, we can get into this guy's channel and stuff, but I really like, I don't know why I get so motivated watching. It's hard to explain. I just think it's amazing. I don't see anybody else doing it though. I think that's what it is.
It is week 2. Welcome to Biking Bitcoin. Today is Thursday, and trying to stack our Bitcoins as much as possible during the summer.
What's up, Trent? Yeah, none of us like those, bro. None of us like those, Trent. We're all allergic to that.
Alright, so we have a double order, one on Grubhub and one on Uber Eats. Pick up from Chick-fil-A.
So Chick-fil-A, 513. 2.3 miles. This guy is putting in some work.
First, and then we're gonna go to a Japanese place. Alright, Chick-fil-A acquired. Next, Japanese sushi.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be opposed to him getting an e-bike. I think it would be a little more efficient. I do like the idea that he is like manually pedaling a mountain bike. It is pretty dope. But I do think that to kind of find a balance, getting an e-bike could potentially be pretty beneficial. Chick-fil-A is the bomb. Oh, so VHF, you like Chick-fil-A? I'm going to show you something real quick. Hold on. was just gonna grab the Chick-fil-A. I don't think it's down there.
Did we give it to Jen?
Yeah, I think we.
Dang it.
Okay, so I was going to grab. So we get these monster 5-pound, like these monster big bags of the Chick-fil-A. So we I think most people know, but we volunteer at a food bank, and Chick-fil-A drops off boxes and boxes and boxes of the actual Chick-fil-A, the patties, the popcorn chicken, like big bags. And every week we get at least 2 bags of like about 15 pounds of Chick-fil-A patties and popcorn chicken. But it's in my deep freezer. I can't pull everything out. But I'll try to post pictures on. But we're very grateful. We're grateful for it. You know what I mean? And so it's just a little bit of proof of work. And you want to show them? Go ahead and show them.
Look what I got. Wait, can I?
Here. I'll put it right here.
I got these chips from the food bank, and they're my favorite. They're sea salt and vinegar.
Sea salt and vinegar. She likes sea salt and vinegar. You like those, huh? Yeah. Those are good. You better watch out. Dad might eat them.
Dad, we already have a family size.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll eat the other one. Then I'll eat yours, okay? No. She's like, no. Dude, we just got one a couple years ago. Love it. Okay, that's dope. I keep pickle juice when I finish a jar of pickles now just to marinate. Oh yeah, yeah, bro. I'll show you. Yeah, no, very grateful, man. Very grateful. That's good stuff, Hodler, says Jenny.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A. The kids love it, and Fanny makes like, well, we call them KFC bowls, but what she does is she does like a mashed potato with like the corn and like some cheese, and then she'll put the Chick-fil-A popcorn chicken on top, and then you kind of do a mix like a mashed potato bowl with Chick-fil-A. Dude, it's fire. I've uploaded a lot of shorts, man. I do need to upload some more though. I do need to upload some more shorts, for sure. I've been slacking on that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Probably not tonight. Alright, so he's jamming on his route. Let's see. Let's go to, I think, here we go. Alright, let's see what he has to say.
So last night I finished the last 2 deliveries that I had. All of yesterday I actually made $50. We had a huge Thursday yesterday. Today is Friday afternoon, so it should also be a busy day for me. Thank you. Just finished the first delivery. Didn't get any while we were biking over here, so I guess I'm just gonna bike over towards the downtown area just to see what's going on over there. We got an order to pick up from the liquor store.
Yeah, so he's just going on the rest of his route. He's showing us what he's making, his route and stuff, and he's commentating along the way. So I don't want to watch anymore. But yeah, man, I think it's awesome. And let's go check out some of his chats. I want to see some of his comments. Just do what you can do, man. Keep cranking out the content. Look at that. Jenny Legendary. We'll give that a like. And Jerry, obviously a month ago, commented on there. Let's see what his second video got for comments.
It is week 2.
Yes, Zach Carter, man. You got this. Jenny Legendary doing her thing.
Welcome
I love that.
to Biking Bitcoin.
I love
Today's
that, Jen.
Thursday, and trying to stack our Bitcoins as much as possible during the summer.
I'm just liking everybody's comments, man. I'm just
All right,
everything
so
like
we have
just
a double
that
order.
engagement, liking those comments.
The start of every week is
Lady
a
Shake.
little bit hard to get on the bike. The legs are definitely feeling it. I think after this 3rd week, we'll be over the hump. And my legs will just be like conditioned, like cement. Let's do it.
Uh-oh. What's going on my laptop? think we're frozen. There we go. See, look at, you see his new progress meter here. This is pretty cool. Now he's got a whole progress meter to 1 Bitcoin at 0.30%. Shows his invested amount, and he's even tracking his miles, which is pretty cool. And let's see what's going on over here. 13 days ago, I told him we were doing a live, doing a shout out your channel.
Damn, yo, it is literally
So
about to pour.
yeah, man, I think it's awesome. Where's Jory? He's got to see this counter. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. And this is cool. I found another, how many Satoshis are there per person in the world? Similar to what Jerry has. And I like this one. This one's real nice. And as you can see, the number is going down, not going up. So it's getting more valuable by the second. Look at that. That number is just continuing. It's only going to go in that direction. Price, Bitcoin supply. Oh, let me make myself smaller here. Right? And you can also can convert it to Bitcoins or you want, and then you get the option to change some of these. Pretty cool. Dracula, light, dark, and you get mempool space. I like the mempool. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. The numbers are pretty simple, guys. The numbers are pretty simple. And then I've been playing once again. We know the rule, guys. The rule is you never stop stacking. You never stop stacking. You continuously stack. You never get complacent. You keep on pushing forward. You buy more Satoshis, right? The big question you got to always ask yourself. Everybody comes into Bitcoin for a different reason, a different journey, a different, just it's not the same for everybody. And some people want a mansion. Some people want to sit on a beach for the rest of life. Some people are content with moving abroad and living a humble, minimalistic life. Everybody has different needs and wants. And only you can answer that question. And that's essentially, along with time and energy that we put into this now, we know our personal goals. So we all have our own personal goals and achievements. Some people do want the Lambo. Some people care about the physical nature of having nice things. For me personally, I care less about anything from as far as a physical object goes. I really don't care. I just want to be able to enjoy life. And to me, enjoying life is spending time with my family, my kids, obviously passing down for generations, and maybe going out to be able to have a coffee every once in a while. Because I don't do any of that. We make coffee at home. We're very, very simple, and we live very simplistic and very humble lifestyle. But we choose that, we enjoy it. And so when you do things like this, when you play with these moon dates, you just enter your criteria. And I do this. I think it's fun. I like doing this. So at $20,000, so your desired income in today's dollars, let's say you just wanted, $20,000. And let's just say, and we discussed this earlier in the stream about annual inflation. I believe it's substantially more than 10% annual. And some people say, no, it's not 15. Some people are like, it's 7. And some people are, it's 10 and whatever. And so everybody has their own opinions about whatever. I personally think it's closer to 15. But we have to think about all the other taxation and stuff, which is, you know, obviously theft and robbery. But to keep it modest or humble, you know, you can even put 12.5 in there if you want. And your you know, Bitcoin appreciating at a 25%, I think that's respectable. Some people say 30, some people say 20, you know, so I like doing this. It's fun, you know. And with your stack of, you know, 1 Bitcoin, hell, let's even go lower. Let's do like half. You know, let's do half. Some people will never reach half. Some people will. I don't know. I don't like talking about that because I don't ever want to sound like a certain way or anything. You know, I like to put in really, really modest, humble numbers for like the average Joe. You know what I mean? So like, even if you do like, what does everybody talk about? Oh, point 0.2 or 0.3 or, you know, or even 0.4 or something like that. I don't know. So 400 million or 400, or there you go, 40 million sats. That's your stack value in US dollar. Bitcoin USD depreciation rate of 13%. Annual Bitcoin appreciation rate. And then you go. Your moon date is considered 2044. And you can pull out $500 worth if you were, or however you choose to do whatever you do. This is just a breakdown. A day. It's a day. That numerical value is a daily withdrawal. If you were to withdraw, which we know you don't do, you try to find ways to leverage your coin, or you know, you find ways to transact within the ecosystem and things of that nature. But yeah, so you just play with these numbers, you know. And you know, some people will say at 20,000 that's not enough, I need more. Some people are like, I need less. You know, some people are going to still be working and still acquiring or having some form of income, you know, and you just play around with these numbers. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm still young, and yeah, we know tomorrow's never guaranteed, but lost my cursor there for a minute, you know, so it's just fun to fiddle around with that. They should have filters like if Sailor never sells, if Larry never sells, if 4 million Bitcoin are lost. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be like the ultimate like input option. Amount would go down significantly. Larry who? Fairy Link. Are you saying the amount would go down significantly? The amount of the appreciation rate is what you're saying, Jor? You're saying the appreciation rate would go less than 25%? Is that what you're saying? The Finkmeister, yeah. Finky in the brain, yeah. Pretty sure he owns Sailor's Bitcoin anyway. That's my theory. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't even know. Hey, Backpacker, plug in 1 million sats since Jerry's always... Oh, yeah, okay, let's do that. Oh, sats per person. Oh, sorry. Oh, sats per person. 1 million. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason why anybody shouldn't be at 1 million. You got to get to 1 million, man. Okay. So how the hell did we do that with a Bitcoin? Because I think they're only converting it in Bit. What was that going to be? What's the 1 million? That's going to be the 0.0. Is that what that was? Hold on. I when it starts doing like BTC stuff, it freaking throws me off, dude. My laptop is so laggy. Oh, it's 0.01, right? Yeah, see, anything with that 0.0 whatever, I don't be messing with that. It's just confusing. That confuses me more than anything. So that's if you did 20,000 with all those numbers being the same. But 2079. 0.01. Yeah. So 2079. But I wonder if you change. Yeah, there's not really many metrics you can change on there that's going to make it like favor you other than acquiring more, essentially. Because we can always assume that inflation's going to go up. But that's probably a metric we can play with. I'm assuming it would be higher than that. That's a number that's almost impossible to know, though. And then that Bitcoin appreciation rate, that's probably going to drop. Over that period of time, I would assume it's going to drop. So, but if you want to really, really zoom out, it's not unrealistic for your great-grandchildren, right? Like, or hell, even your great-great-grandchildren. I mean, that's a substantial amount. So I saw some interesting numbers on the value of the world in USD and where it is projected to grow to by 2050. Crazy, guys, buckle up. I saw some interesting numbers on the value of the world in USD. What do you mean, VHF? I'm sorry, I don't fully understand. Oh, are you talking about inflation by 2050, VHF? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I like messing around with stuff like this. It's fun. It's fun because, this is all, low time preference. We have to think not only about ourselves, but about the future generations and things like that. So we know the rule. We know the rule is you don't ever stop. You just, you buy, you just keep on buying. And these are extremely modest numbers, right? So, it is the true proof of work value that you put into it now, you will obviously get in the long run. We know that, but this is so interesting when you think of 2079. 2079 is not inherently that long from now. I mean, yeah, we're gonna be dust, but the future generations, the next generations, dude, the next generations, you give them a Bitcoin or something like that, or whatever, dude, they're gonna be chilling. The total value is currently 400 or 500 trillion USD. Okay. By 2050, it will grow to between 28. Wow, that's a lot. All the while, Bitcoin will capture more of the share of that total value. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, man. I mean, the amount of work and the energy and the effort we put into this now, we'll get our little share of the pie. But these next generations beyond us, our kids, and beyond, dude, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing, and I like looking at this because I know it's not always about the numbers. We know this, but it's nice to see what it makes you feel good about what you're doing and knowing that you have an opportunity of, like, when you saw your great grandfather, a picture of him on the wall, right? And he was a legend. He was farming back in the day, and he was an immigrant from wherever, and he came here and made something out of himself. So we have the opportunity to be that great-grandfather or that great-great-grandfather on the wall, right? Them looking at us saying, man, grandpa, he figured it out. And that's valuable. That's the true legend. You know what I mean? Right there. If people, they have your picture of you, the picture of you and your wife, and hell, even my kids on the wall and generations to come, and they're just like, man, this is where it started. This is where the lineage really started. 2050 is only 24 years out. So excited to be on this journey. It's going to be truly epic. Yeah. It is. And then that's why we talk about, me and Jor both discuss, things like be healthy, stay physically active. Are we ever going to really retire? No, of course not. What do you do when you retire? You sit around and rot away, right? You got to keep on moving, stay active, keep the mind sharp, focus on yourself, go out, explore, see things, travel, be a good grandfather, and a good father to your kids. And so these are all side journeys and side missions along with accumulation of this amazing money we have. And these are all things that we have to look forward to, so all right, guys, we're an hour and 41 minutes in. Let's get to some spins here, and we're gonna be wrapping it up. Everybody is on the wheel. All right, let's get to it. I'll be wrapping this one up. All right, we're gonna be spinning for. Hey, we are gonna be spinning for. Where'd it go? My laptop's lagging. Up to 220. All right, 215. Let's do it. Jor, 215. Congratulations, Jor. 216, Jack.
Oh, I left that one there that they're eating.
Oh, let them just
chew.
Let them just chew on that one.
There's a fucking wild ass cat that keeps going by the fucking chick coop.
What?
Fucking big heifer, dude.
Not from over here.
J cat.
Congratulations, Jack, on 216.
J heifer.
J heifer. J cat.
217. Let's go. Yeah, it's an opportunity. It's going to be an amazing ride, man. Trent, congratulations, sir. 217. Wrapping up here. 218, let's do it. Is that Trent again? Trent again.
Gang, Trent. Trying to get a Red Bull.
Trent's trying to get that Red Bull.
Get your shoes. Shoes away, please.
Fanny in the house? Yeah. Yeah, Fanny's in the house. She had to just go to the store real quick.
Yeah.
Sad Sabbath. And our final spin of 220, guys. Final spin of 220. I'm so thankful that I found Bitcoin in this simulation. We really are living in a simulation. Yeah, man, it really is amazing. It really is amazing. It's unreal. It's unreal, man. Sure, again. All right. That wraps it up for the spins, guys. That wraps it up for the spins. Red Bull gives you wins. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it does. Oh my goodness. I appreciate you guys for being here, hanging out, talking our stuff. We touched base on a little bit of everything, touched base on some of the inflation, some of the money printing, touched base on a wonderful Bitcoin channel and his endeavors and his journey. So you guys go show him love and support. And also touch base on future projections and generational wealth and passing down to our not only our kids but our grandchildren and our great grandchildren. So
yeah,
we never stop at a certain number. You always accumulate and buy, accumulate. Hungry hippos. Those Satoshis, guys, and you always set the bar high. It's never enough. It's never enough. If there's any time in life to be greedy, it's now. You be greedy with these sats, and you accumulate as much as you can, because your future generations, your kids, will literally
Bye, bye,
hang
bye,
up
bye,
pictures and make statues of you.
Bye, bye, bye. Just keep
Fanny
buying.
says bye, bye, bye. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, like I said before.
It's all circular when you're giving stats, but you better just fucking buy your ass off.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
When I first got into this, I was stacking. But then Fanny, like we talk about getting our spouses into this, Fanny's always setting the bar higher than me. I'm being honest. I'm not saying, because we're a team. So we don't measure it like she's stacking more than me, I'm there, because we're a team, right? And we stack together. But when I thought I was going hard, I wasn't going hard enough.
Pause.
Yeah, pause.
That's what she
Fanny is always setting the bar higher all the time, getting extra side gigs, telling me, backpacker, you need to go lay some mulch down for this lady, or go weed whack that stuff over there, collect the extra $100, extra $50, extra $75, whatever, so we can start.
You need to go whack that bush over there. Hurry up.
I got to keep that bush tamed.
Tame and tight.
keep it coiffed. So, anyways. Thank you so much, Ginger. Fun show. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate you guys' love and support. It doesn't go unnoticed. It means a lot. And, you guys are spending the most valuable thing here, and we know that's time. We know that's time and your energy and your love and support. So thank you guys so much. We go live Monday through Friday. Tomorrow, potentially no show. So I want to let you guys know before you guys all dig out. I'll put in the signal as well. But potentially no show tomorrow.
We have eye appointments.
We have eye appointments and some appointments we have to do that it's conflicting. And plan on a Friday stream, but most likely no stream tomorrow. I will post it in the signal as a reminder as well for you guys, so that way you guys are in the know. But until next time, BTC Backpacker here. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Deuces!